The idea of India and Pakistan going nuclear against each other is not a new one. We have discussed this many times before. But with the recent news of their upcoming nuclear capabilities, it is high time we had a deep look into what would happen if these two sworn enemies went to war with each other. How powerful are their arsenals? What exactly are their nuclear strategies? And how deadly would the consequences be? Well, let's find out. Before we begin, though, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring that bell icon so you never miss another video. Also, the topic of this video might seem overly negative and depressing. So if you are someone who finds it hard to handle such topics, then we suggest you stop watching this video immediately and rather go do something positive instead. With that being said, let's begin. India and Pakistan may be modern-day rivals, but their history stretches back to pre-independence times when they were both subjects of the British Empire. At the time, the region was called Hindustan, or India, while Pakistan did not exist. However, things changed drastically following World War II. Leaders began advocating for independence, and the British government agreed. But instead of one independent nation, they created two Muslim-majority Pakistan and Hindu-majority India. To put it simply, this led to mass migrations, and riots in both countries have been hostile ever since. Their main dispute has always been the region of Kashmir, a piece of land both claim in full, although it is currently divided between them. They have fought 3 major wars over this region, and countless border incursions, terrorist attacks, and proxy conflicts. There's also a fourth dimension, which makes things even more complicated: the nuclear factor. That's right. Both India and Pakistan are now armed with nuclear weapons. India has around 160 warheads, while Pakistan has around 170, and as neighbors who can't stand each other, this makes for a very volatile situation indeed. In fact, it is arguably the most dangerous nuclear rivalry in the world. So what exactly is it about having nuclear weapons that makes this rivalry so dangerous? Well, it's all about deterrence. Both countries believe that their nuclear arsenal deters the other from attacking them. Basically, the threat of mutually assured destruction keeps them at peace. India's doctrine is known as no first use, or NFU, meaning they will only use nuclear weapons in retaliation against a nuclear strike. Pakistan doesn't subscribe to this doctrine. They reserve the right to use nuclear weapons even against a conventional attack that threatens its existence. Basically, if things get really bad, Pakistan may just nuke India without warning. But what exactly counts as getting really bad? Let's take a look at some of the most dangerous flashpoints between these two countries. In 1999, Pakistani troops and militants infiltrated into Indian Kashmir, sparking the Kargil War. The crisis lasted 2 months and brought the two countries to the brink of all-out nuclear war. Then in 2001, after the Indian parliament was attacked, India blamed Pakistani-based groups and launched a massive military mobilization. As the standoff continued, fears of a wider war grew. Things calmed down eventually, but relations remained tense. In 2008, a series of coordinated terrorist attacks killed over 170 civilians in Mumbai. Once again, India blamed Pakistan-based groups and tensions rose. Finally, in 2019, a suicide bombing killed over 40 Indian paramilitary personnel. India responded with an airstrike on Balakot, Pakistan, targeting a militant camp. Pakistan shot down an Indian fighter jet and captured the pilot, averting further escalation. These are just a few examples of the countless near-nuclear crises that have occurred since they gained independence. So what would an actual war between these two countries look like? Let's examine a few scenarios that could potentially lead to open warfare. The most likely scenario would be if a conventional war breaks out between India and Pakistan, perhaps over Kashmir or border disputes. If it escalates sufficiently, Pakistan may feel compelled to use its tactical nuclear weapons to halt India's advances. India would then retaliate massively, possibly with a full-scale nuclear response, which would basically result in an all-out nuclear war. Another possibility would be if a major terrorist attack occurs in India, prompting a strong military response inside Pakistan. This could involve surgical strikes on militant targets or even direct military action. If Pakistan perceives this as a threat to its national security, it could respond militarily, spiraling into a larger conflict. In this case, there's no guarantee that Pakistan won't resort to nuclear weapons. Then there's also the possibility of accidental launch. It happens when a nuclear weapon or missile is accidentally triggered due to a false alarm. misinterpretation of data, or a system malfunction. This scenario highlights the unpredictable nature of nuclear risks and the potential for even a small miscalculation to lead to catastrophic consequences. Now let's talk about their nuclear arsenals. As of 2024, India has an estimated 160 nuclear warheads with a maximum range of 5,000 kilometers. Its ballistic missiles include the Agni series, with the Agni V having a range of up to 5,000 kilometers, making them capable of reaching almost every part of Pakistan. On the other hand, Pakistan has an estimated 170 nuclear warheads with a maximum range of 2,750 kilometers. Their ballistic missiles include the Shaheen series, the Shaheen 3 having a range of 2,750 kilometers, which means that they can reach most parts of India. India is currently working towards a full nuclear triad, meaning it can project nuclear weapons from land, sea, and air-based platforms. Meanwhile, Pakistan's strategy revolves around tactical nuclear weapons, such as the Nasir missile, with a range of 60 kilometers, designed to counter India's conventional force superiority. And now, here comes the terrifying part: the potential consequences of a nuclear war between these two countries. The human cost alone would be catastrophic. In the first few hours of a full-scale war, an estimated 100 million people could be dead. Major cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Lahore, and Karachi would be primary targets, turning into nuclear wastelands. The environmental disaster would be equally devastating. Widespread fires would release millions of tons of black soot into the stratosphere. This could block sunlight, leading to a nuclear winter and dropping global temperatures by several degrees. Global famine would ensue due to the agricultural collapse caused by this nuclear fallout. Basically, even countries far from South Asia would suffer immensely. In the long run, there would also be serious health consequences for the people of both countries. High levels of radiation exposure would lead to cancers and birth defects. The health systems in both countries aren't equipped to deal with such a catastrophe. However, there is still hope. Major powers like the USA and Russia play a vital role in preventing escalation. While China supports Pakistan strongly, it too has urged restraint to avoid regional instability. All these countries must continue to push for peace and diplomacy to prevent another global catastrophe. Now here's something else you should know. Neither India nor Pakistan is a signatory to the Non-Proliferation Treaty, or NPT. India has been granted partial recognition by the Nuclear Suppliers Group, or NSG, which allows it to trade nuclear-related materials and equipment internationally. This recognition is based on India's responsible nuclear behavior and commitment to peaceful uses of nuclear energy. Pakistan, on the other hand, is seeking similar recognition from the NSG and the IAEA. It has repeatedly emphasized its commitment to peaceful uses of nuclear energy and non-proliferation efforts. Many experts believe that if Pakistan achieves this, it would greatly reduce the chances of them starting a nuclear war with India. Organizations like ICAN, which won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2017 for its work on nuclear disarmament, advocate for nuclear disarmament in South Asia. However, direct negotiations for arms control and disarmament between India and Pakistan remain limited. To sum it all up, the India-Pakistan nuclear conflict is undoubtedly one of the world's most dangerous flashpoints. While nuclear deterrence has so far prevented a large-scale war, it is not foolproof. Any miscalculation, accident, or deliberate escalation could have catastrophic consequences. The human and environmental costs of a nuclear exchange between these nations would be immense, making it a potential global catastrophe. Therefore, maintaining peace through continuous diplomacy, crisis management, and international pressure is crucial to prevent such a disastrous outcome. Only through sustained efforts and commitment can the international community hope to reduce the nuclear risks posed by this long-standing rivalry and work towards a safer and more secure world. Thank you so much for watching this video. We truly appreciate your support. If you found the video informative and thought-provoking, please do not hesitate to give us a thumbs up and share it with others who might also find it interesting. We value your engagement and would love to hear your thoughts on the matters we discuss. Do you think India and Pakistan will ever get into a nuclear war? Or do you think they will keep competing against each other forever? Please leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Again, thank you for watching, and we hope to see you in our next video.